Again, another fighter out of Great Falls. Electric City Fight Club, tough team. A lot of scrappers out of that club, Cal.
Yeah, that Great Falls is very strong. Strong on all fronts up there. This is a K1 event. It is 3 2-minute rounds. It follows the K1 rules, so it'll be a little bit different than the MMA match that we watched in the first bout.
And actually a little bit different than just your standard kickboxing also, Cal. Explain to the people the difference of K1 versus just kickboxing and Muay Thai.
The big difference with K1 is knees are allowed, spinning back fists are allowed, and what separates it from Muay Thai is you can only clinch with one hand.
Now, I've had the opportunity to train with Nick Monokroussos in Helena. He's a very good striker, long kicks, very long kicks. And they are mixing it up with kicks nicely right now. Okay, now opponent cannot take their opponent to the ground. Since this is kickboxing, there is no jiu-jitsu, no grappling involved.
No, all stand up.
So far, each guy looks willing to trade. No one's backing down.
Form looks good. Hands are up. Good movement, side to side. And like you said earlier, they're definitely mixing their kicks and punches together, which is crucial.
Now, Cal, even though they wear shin pads in these events, let me tell you, those hurt. Those kicks still hurt. You feel the shin through those pads.
Definitely, definitely. We do a lot of training with shin guards, and it's more for the person kicking than the person getting kicked.
Correct. It was a nice combination put together by Nick. I know that Electric City, they work a lot on stand-up. They work their hands quite a bit.
Yeah, that's one of the big things for those, and it looks like Nathan did have a couple years of Taekwondo back in his early years, so that probably helps give him a little bit of a foundation.
And I think you can see that in his style, the way he puts his hands and kicks together. He's got traditional background. Oh, tried a spinning heel kick there, just a little bit overshot it, and ate a few shots by Nick.
Looks like Nick circled out of there. There's 10 seconds left in this round. This is a shorter round. This is only a 2-minute round compared to the 4-minute MMA rounds.
He punched him out of that clinch. That was very nice, and that's the end of the first round.
That'll be the end of round number 1.
This is a pretty exciting round there. There was a lot of blows exchanged in that round, Cal.
Yep, good fight, good fight. And both these organizations are strong organizations. Like we mentioned before, Nathan's from Electric City MMA, and Nick is from Bozeman, Montana Mixed Martial Arts. He's fighting out of Bozeman, Montana. Nick's hometown is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, he doesn't have to gamble in the cage, Cal.
No, it's not worth it. Come prepared, and there's no gambling involved.
It looks like both guys showed up ready to fight. Prepared, conditioning looks well. And like you had mentioned, their hands were high. They held their hands high.
All of these fights will have a 1-minute break in between rounds.
Now, when you hold your breath 1 minute, feels like a long time. But in between your rounds of your fight, it doesn't seem like a very long time.
It definitely goes by pretty fast.
Here we go, Bozeman, for the start of round
get ready to start number 2. Clean a little water out of there.
Referee Brett Hamlin's making sure it's safe for the fighters, making sure there's no moisture for them to slip on, especially in these stand-up wars.
And Brett's a great referee. He studied through Big John McCarthy's referee school, same as you, I believe.
Yeah, I went to that school too. It was pretty intense. I've done a lot of intense activities, and that was fairly...
Every ref I've seen come out of there, Cal, has been an outstanding referee. They're really on top of the ball. They're really there to protect that fighter in that cage. You guys do a great job of protecting these fighters.
It's definitely a difficult camp for sure.
Mixing it up, rights, legs, front push kicks.
Looks like a lot of kicks to start out this round number 2.
And I believe you're only required to throw, I want to say, 8 kicks per round.
Oh, good left hook landed.
Great combos, great combos.
Oh. Both of these gentlemen have some MMA training, so sometimes in the heat of the moment they get a little wrapped up, and sometimes you get them to, sometimes they'll hit the ground just by instinct.
The referee, Brett Hamlin, wipes his gloves off, asks him if he's okay. He gives him the nod, and they continue. Superman punch.
Deep shots. I think that was definitely, looks like that right hand landed on the chin.
Looks like it. Monokroussos went down again. He is being given a count by the referee.
Standing. Come
He's
back
up.
Keep standing 8 count. Brett's going to make sure he's okay, see if he can continue.
Again, the #1 job of that referee is to protect that fighter in there, so he is concerned about him. Seeing
And
him
the
go
fight
down
continues.
Twice.
Left hook landed.
Oh, beautiful left jab by Monokroussos that made contact. He keeps eating that left, though.
Another good exchange. Kick landed.
Both scoring points.
Good kick combination there. Both fighters seem to be slowing down a little bit. The fatigue is setting in for them.
You can see how their hands have dropped to their waist now. I don't know why he paused there and looked at the referee, but he did.
And that is end of round number 2.
Bozeman, we got ourselves a fight!
They did slow down a little bit in that round, but each of them kept coming back. And he was given 1 count in that round, Cal. Is correct?
Yeah, 1-8 count, and that's definitely a fight changer for sure as far as who won that round.
Yeah, me scoring that, I would have that a 10-8 round because of that knockdown.
Yeah, it definitely was a advantage to Nathan on that one for sure. Nick looks like he's still recovering quite a ways into the round after that knockdown. But
he's got a nice left hand, and he connected with that several times to Nick. Nick needs to keep that left hand a little bit, or that right hand a little bit higher, and protect that chin.
You can definitely see the fatigue in both the fighters' faces in between rounds here. The Greek is looking pretty tired. He's got a uphill battle here coming up for round 3.
This is where you dig deep and see what you're really made of in the 3rd round. And by the time you get there, let me tell you, you're wishing it was over already.
It is definitely some mental toughness here in the 3rd
Bozeman,
round.
we ready for the start of round number 3?
And here they go. Again, both lead with kicks.
Use your distance, put your head down. Head down.
Now, Monokroussos has incredible reach, but I don't think he's using it effectively, Cal.
Yeah, he also, I see he's been switching stances back and forth. I don't know if he's used to switching stances, if that's normal for him, or if maybe he has some fatigue in one of those legs that he wants to keep protected.
Well, I know when I used to take a good solid leg kick, I would switch legs. I would bring my opposite leg as my lead leg.
It definitely gives you some recovery time to get that leg feeling better.
And it's tough to get any real power in your punches with that leg as sore as it is, where you can barely put any weight on it.
Definitely.
Both of them showing a lot of heart, Cal. Oh, beautiful left. Straight left hand.
He's got to attack now.
I put Nathan in the cage for a second. He bounced right back. Again, no grappling involved in K1 rules kickboxing, so he could not hold his head. See a little bit of blood coming out of Nathan's mouth at this point.
Nick is definitely on the attack now.
I think Nick knows he might be behind on the judges' scorecard. Might need to turn it up here. Maybe finish it right here. If he can continue.
Nick's got him up against the cage, and the Greek is landing some shots. Nathan keeps firing back, though.
Comes back with shots of his own. Yeah, and he backs Nick up to center cage.
Sure, that would be counted as
fatigue.
Should be counted as a slip. There wasn't a strike that caused that to go down. 10 seconds left in the final round of this K1 boxing event.
Well, they are leaving it in the cage. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. Sometimes this final few seconds what makes the fight.
Right to the ending bell, they traded blows, Cal.
Excellent fit, excellent fight. I'm glad I'm on this side of the microphone. I'm not judging that one because that was a close fight.
That'll be a tough one to judge. Very tough one to judge.
Round number 3. And with that, we go to our judges' scorecard.
I think it all.
What'd you think of that fight right there?
I think it all depends on how that first round was scored. I think it's each fighter got each of the second and third round, and I think that first round is what's going to determine this fight.
Right. I think that's going to go to a split decision.
It should be really close.
Great job by both fighters. I thought that was one of the most active kickboxing matches I've seen in a while.
It's definitely, yes, it was a very good event. Very good fight for this event here at Brickfield House. We have a couple sponsors: Pete Cars, Bar 9, Kenyon Noble, Bling Wireless, Miller Lite. They're all part of the large sponsorship, an excellent sponsorship for this event. And without our sponsors, we couldn't have this event.
And again, we'd like to thank MSU and Brick Breeden Fieldhouse for allowing the event to take place here tonight. It's a fantastic facility for a fight.
Some great action there.
You can feel the energy in here, Cal. And again, a lot of fight-savvy fans here tonight.
Yep, you can definitely tell the difference in the past 6 years in competitive combat sports, where you can tell where the crowd is more and more educated on when they cheer and when they don't.
I'd say 90% of them could actually call out the moves today.
Yeah,
6-7 years ago, nobody knew what a Komamara was. Nobody knew what a triangle choke was. But with the introduction of USC worldwide, everybody knows a little bit of something about mixed martial arts.
Yep. And I think they're starting to go backwards, where they're starting with mixed martial arts and they're going back to K1 and going back to the other sports and wrestling and learning more about those individual sports, which I think is good for competitive combat sports in general.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, in a coach's perspective, I cross-train my guys in everything. Of course, stand-up Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, boxing. Again, that's why they do call it mixed martial arts. It's a conglomeration of all these sports put together. So if you don't train for one, you might have a disadvantage in that cage.
Definitely. You never know what your opponent's going to be bringing to the cage. Looks like the judges, it's taken a long time to figure this fight out, which is understandable. That was a very close fight.
Yeah, it was a close fight, Cal. I always tell my fighters, never leave it in the judges' hands. Go out there and do it decisively. Don't leave a doubt in anyone's mind.
You do your best to finish the fight every time you can, but if you can't finish it, both these fighters did a great effort.
Tremendous,
really hard. I think they were both trying to finish the fight.
You could see how heavy their arms were at the end of that fight, Cal, and they were still both throwing until the final bell.
Yep. We have a long list of sponsors for this, so I'm going to go over a few more sponsors while the judges are figuring out the fight. We're going to go Cold Smoke Tobacco, ABC 28, Holiday Inn, Suro Roofing, Universal Athletics.
Fighters in the cage right now. That was one hell of a fight.
The crowd giving them what they deserve by cheering them on for that excellent fight.
Our judges have come to a decision at the end of 3 2-minute rounds. Your winner by a close but unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Nathan Zech.
Nathan Zech is declared the winner on a unanimous decision over Nick Monokroussos. Fantastic fight for both guys.
Yep, and the judges much gave him the edge in that first round because the fighters definitely split that second and third.